picture this. It's 2005.
Okay.
A world before Twitter and Instagram.
Wow.
Even before Facebook, really took off. Celebrities felt different then, more mysterious,
Yeah.
maybe even a little untouchable.
Yeah.
And Tom Cruise,
Right.
this huge movie star,
Yeah.
goes on Oprah and jumps on our couch.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, who could forget that?
It was a moment.
Everyone was talking about it, trying to figure out, what it all meant.
Absolutely. And the internet was still pretty new then.
Exactly.
It was still finding its legs.
Yeah.
The idea of something going viral, like
Yeah.
a video going viral, was just starting to take shape.
Yeah.
We didn't have these smartphones,
Right.
constantly capturing every moment,
Yeah.
sharing it.
Right.
So when Cruz did that, it felt like a
You
seismic event.
totally.
You couldn't escape it. It
Sure.
was everywhere.
So in this deep dive, we're going to explore,
Yeah,
why this bizarre incident had such a lasting impact
definitely.
and what it says about fame,
Yes.
in this age of instant communication.
The evolution of fame.
And to help us unpack all this,
Okay.
we're going to be looking at a conversation between Sarah Marshall
Oh, yeah.
and Willa Paskin,
I love her.
who hosts the podcast Decoder Ring.
Oh, great choice.
They offer a really insightful look at this whole phenomenon.
They do a fantastic job
Yeah.
placing this event in its cultural context.
Okay, so let's rewind a bit.
Okay.
Before the couch,
Okay.
Tom Cruise was already a Hollywood heavyweight,
He was A-list.
known for his intense dedication to his craft.
He was known for performing his own stunts.
Yeah.
Pushing himself to the limit.
Yeah, for his roles.
Absolutely. He cultivated this image
Yeah.
of the ultimate professional,
Right.
the guy who always gave 110%.
Yeah.
And, for a while, he had a pretty private persona,
Right.
carefully curated
Clive?
by his powerful publicist, Pat Kingsley.
Oh, Pat Kingsley.
A
A legend in the world of celebrity PR.
Yes. She was known for her
Yeah.
iron grip on the media.
Fiercely protecting her clients' images.
Exactly.
Uh.
She had journalists sign NDAs,
Wow.
made TV crews delete interview tapes.
Really?
I mean, she really controlled the narrative.
Wow. And this was all happening
Yes.
during a time when those lines between
Right.
public and private lives were starting to blur.
Especially with the explosion of reality TV.
It's almost like
It's-
two worlds colliding.
Yes.
You have this old school Hollywood approach,
Right.
represented by Kingsley
Yes.
and her tight control,
Mhm.
and then this emerging world of reality TV,
Yeah.
where stars are inviting cameras into their homes,
Yes, very good.
exposing their personal lives
For entertainment.
for entertainment.
Yeah, that's a really interesting observation.
Yeah,
And I think Cruz, with this new romance
right.
with Katie Holmes,
Yes.
he was trying to navigate this shift.
Yeah,
Maybe he sensed that the public wanted something more,
right.
something that felt
Right.
genuine.
Unscripted.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like he wanted to shed that carefully constructed image
Mm-hmm.
and show the world his true self.
Right. His overwhelming joy
Yeah,
at finding love.
but it backfired.
Spectacularly.
Yeah, and you have to remember, this was also
Yes.
like the dawn of tabloid culture,
Oh, yeah.
fueled by magazines like U.S. Weekly,
Yeah.
blogs like Perez Hilton.
Right.
There was this growing appetite for gossip,
Yes.
and a certain cynicism
Mm-hmm.
was taking root.
Especially when it came to celebrity relationships.
Exactly. People were starting to question everything,
Yeah.
wondering if these romances were real
Right.
or just publicity stunts.
Yeah.
And Cruz's over-the-top display of affection
Yeah.
on Oprah played right into that cynicism.
violent.
Felt inauthentic,
Yeah.
almost manic.
To a lot of viewers.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole YouTube factor.
Oh, right.
Remember, YouTube was in its infancy back then.
It was.
But this incident marked an early example.
Of a video going viral
Absolutely.
and shaping public opinion.
Completely.
Edited clips of Cruz jumping on the couch.
Oh, yeah.
His eyes wide with excitement.
Right.
They spread like wildfire online.
It was perfect for,
Yeah.
the emerging world of internet memes
Right.
and viral sensations.
It was almost as if his intensity,
Yeah.
which had always been a part of
Passe.
his on-screen persona, was suddenly amplified
Yeah.
and recontextualized
Yes.
in this new, unforgiving digital landscape.
Right. And it's important to note that Cruz's couch jumping
Yeah.
wasn't entirely out of the blue.
Really?
Willa Paskin points out in Decoder Ring
Okay.
that he actually did something similar
Oh.
at Oprah's Legends Ball a few months earlier.
So he wasn't just acting out of character.
Well, at the Legends Ball, he was enthusiastically cheering on the honorees.
Okay.
Like Tina Turner and Oprah herself had even praised his energy and enthusiasm.
Exactly. And it seems like Cruz was trying to channel that same energy, that same genuine excitement during his Oprah interview. But the context was completely different. And the public's interpretation was, well, much less charitable.
It's a great example of how context can, like, totally change the perception of an event.
Absolutely.
What might seem charming and endearing in one setting
Right.
becomes awkward and even disturbing in another.
For sure. And I think this speaks to, like, the growing disconnect between celebrities and the public at that time.
Yeah.
As tabloid culture gained momentum, there was this increasing sense that celebrities were out of touch, living in their own little bubble.
And Cruz's behavior on Oprah, with its over-the-top pronouncements of love and, like, seemingly unhinged enthusiasm,
Yes.
it played right into that narrative.
Totally. It reinforced this idea that celebrities were different,
Yeah.
that they operated by a different set of rules.
And this was all happening as the internet was becoming more and more pervasive.
People were starting to consume news and information differently.
Absolutely.
The traditional gatekeepers of information, like major news outlets and entertainment magazines,
Yes.
they were losing their grip on the narrative.
It was the Wild West of online media.
You're right.
Blogs were gaining influence.
Yeah.
Amateur videos were going viral.
Mm-hmm.
And anyone with an internet connection
Right.
could suddenly share their opinions with the world.
And in Cruz's case, those opinions were often harsh and unforgiving.
Yeah, the viral videos of his Oprah appearance became a constant reminder of his perceived strangeness, his intensity,
Yeah.
his possible disconnect from reality.
It's almost like he became a meme before memes were really a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Its image was being, like, disseminated and reinterpreted online, often in ways that were mocking and demeaning.
Right, and this brings us to another important aspect of this story.
Okay.
The role of Scientology.
Ah.
Cruz's involvement with the organization had already sparked controversy. And his behavior on Oprah, coupled with his later comments about psychiatry and Brooke Shields, only fueled those suspicions.
Right. A lot of people saw his intense, almost evangelical fervor as a reflection of his Scientology beliefs.
Yes.
It added another layer of complexity to his public image, making it difficult for people to separate the actor from his controversial faith.
And this was a time when Scientology was becoming increasingly scrutinized in the media.
Right.
There were documentaries, investigative reports, and high-profile defectors speaking out against the organization.
So Cruz's public image was being shaped not just by his own actions,
Right.
but also by the public's evolving perception of Scientology.
It was a perfect storm of negative publicity.
Yeah.
All converging at a time when his personal life was already under intense scrutiny.
Exactly. And I think it's important to remember that all of this was happening before social media really took off.
Oh my gosh.
Imagine the fallout if something like this happened today.
Right.
With Twitter,
Yeah.
Instagram, and TikTok amplifying every moment, every reaction.
It's almost unfathomable.
That's crazy.
The level of scrutiny, the speed at which information travels, the sheer volume of commentary.
Yeah.
It's a completely different world now.
And that brings us to an interesting question.
Okay.
What was the long-term impact of all of this on Cruz's career?
Yeah.
Did this incident fundamentally change the trajectory of his professional life?
That's a great question because on the one hand, he remained a huge box office draw.
He did.
He continued to star in blockbuster action films, and his global fame never really waned.
True, but it's worth noting that his film choices did seem to shift after the Oprah incident.
You think so?
Yeah, he leaned heavily into action roles, playing characters that were often stoic, physically imposing, and not particularly emotionally expressive.
Interesting.
It's almost as if he retreated from roles that required him to be vulnerable to show a wider range of emotions.
Okay.
Maybe he felt that those types of roles would be met with skepticism or ridicule after the Oprah debacle.
It's a plausible theory.
Yeah.
And it speaks to the lasting power of that one incident.
Yeah.
Even though he remained a successful actor, it's hard not to wonder if his career might have taken a different path if not for that fateful couch jump.
And what about his personal life?
Right.
Did this incident affect his relationship with Katie Holmes?
Well, it's impossible to know for sure what happened behind closed doors, but their relationship did end in divorce a few years later.
It did.
And the intense media scrutiny they faced undoubtedly played a role in the pressures they faced.
It's a reminder that even for celebrities, These public moments, these seemingly trivial incidents, can have ripple effects that extend far beyond the initial headlines.
Absolutely, and I think the Tom Cruise saga offers a valuable lesson for anyone navigating the world of fame in the digital age.
Yeah.
Authenticity is a double-edged sword.
Hmm.
While the public craves genuine connection, any misstep, any perceived inauthenticity can be amplified and weaponized in the court of public opinion.
It's a delicate balance,
It is.
and one that requires a level of self-awareness and media savvy that wasn't necessarily as crucial in the pre-internet era.
And as we move further into this age of instant communication and relentless scrutiny, that balance is only going to become more challenging to maintain.
It makes you wonder how future generations of celebrities will navigate this ever-evolving landscape.
Yeah.
What strategies will they employ to manage their public images?
Right.
How will they reconcile the desire for privacy with the demands of a culture that thrives on access and exposure?
Those are great questions. And while we don't have all the answers, I think the Tom Cruise story offers a valuable case study,
Yeah.
a cautionary tale that highlights the complexities and pitfalls of fame in the digital age.
It's a story that continues to resonate,
Yes.
reminding us that even in a world saturated with information and entertainment, certain moments have a way of capturing our attention and shaping our perceptions sometimes in ways we never could have anticipated. So we've been talking about how Tom Cruise jumping on Oprah's couch was like a turning point
Yeah.
in his career and maybe even in celebrity culture as a whole.
It really showed the tension, between the old Hollywood way of like carefully crafting a public image
Right.
versus this new world
Yeah.
of instant viral videos and
Yeah, unfiltered access.
exactly.
And Cruise kind of got caught in the crosshairs of that shift,
He did.
even though he was already a super successful actor.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting to think about how this whole event
Yeah.
might have actually helped him in a way.
What do you mean?
Well, all the rumors
Oh,
about his sexuality
right, right.
that had been going around for years.
Yeah, Willa Paskin brought that up.
She did in Dakota Ring.
Yeah.
It's like all the awkwardness and
Mhm.
intensity, that couch jumping moment,
Yeah.
kind of shifted the public's focus.
Interesting.
So instead of speculating about his personal life,
Right.
everyone was obsessed with how weird he seemed.
His over-the-top displays of affection.
Yeah. Like a strange trade-off.
It is
The
fascinating.
public's attention was redirected.
Yeah, and those rumors about his sexuality were kind of
Yeah.
eclipsed by this new narrative.
Right? Like he was eccentric or maybe even a
Like
little.
hinged. Yeah.
It shows how powerful narratives are,
AR.
how quickly public perception can shift,
Yes.
and how one single event
Yeah,
can totally redefine a celebrity's image.
absolutely. Even someone as famous as Tom Cruise.
It makes you wonder, did we judge him too harshly?
Mm.
Was he just caught up
Yeah.
in this changing world of celebrity?
Trying to express genuine emotions,
Right.
but it was totally misinterpreted.
And it makes you think about how we view celebrities now.
It does.
We're bombarded with these carefully curated online personas,
Yes.
perfect Instagram photos,
Yes.
calculated PR stunts.
And it's hard to know what's real anymore.
It really is, and it makes you appreciate
Mm-hmm.
the rawness of that Oprah moment.
Yeah.
Even if it was awkward,
Mm.
even if it made us uncomfortable,
Right.
there was a certain authenticity to it.
Definitely. And you don't really see that
Yeah.
in today's world.
So what's the takeaway?
Well, I think it reminds us that fame is complicated and often unforgiving.
It can lift you up so high.
Yes, but it can also expose you
Yeah.
to a lot of scrutiny and judgment,
And in the digital age,
right?
every little mistake can be amplified online.
Exactly. That scrutiny is just relentless.
It also shows how important context is.
It does.
What might seem harmless in one situation
Right.
could be seen as totally bizarre in another.
And once that perception takes hold, it's really hard to change it.
It's hard to shake.
Yeah. And it makes you think about our role in all of this.
Right.
Like, do we judge too quickly?
Do we demand too much from the people we admire?
Do we need to know everything about their lives?
That's a big question.
It is.
But I think the Tom Cruise story
Yeah.
encourages us to be more mindful,
To be more critical.
of how we see celebrity culture.
To remember that behind the headlines,
Mhm.
behind the viral videos,
Yeah,
are real people
with real lives.
and real emotions.
And maybe if we approach these stories
Yes.
with a little more empathy,
a little more understanding,
we can have a healthier relationship
a more balanced relationship.
with the people we consider celebrities.
Well said.
It's been a fascinating deep dive
It has.
into this whole Tom Cruise couch jumping incident.
We've explored the cultural context,
Yeah,
the media dynamics,
the impact on his career.
and on how we view fame.
Hopefully we've given you some food for thought
I think so.
as you navigate this ever-evolving world of fame and media.
Until next time.
Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.